Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Toon Review for another show and another match preview. They are coming thick and fast, but we don't mind. We'd rather have more games than not. So, again, we take on Tottenham Hotspur after beating them in the Carabao Cup. We take them on again at St James's Park under the lights, and this time in the Premier League. Alex will be joining us very shortly. He's just running a bit late. Billy will be back with us tomorrow. But Sam, as you can see, is all ready to go. She's already in the Christmas spirits. Good evening, Lady Sam.
Good evening, Paul, and good evening to the Magpie Massive out there in Viewerland.
Yes, indeed. Now, we do have a fantastic guest on tonight for a little bit of the show. He won the Young Content Creator Premier League at the recent Football Content Awards. So, listen, it's an award-winning show tonight. We've got them all on. Harry is, of course, a Tottenham Hotspur fan. We'll be bringing him on in just a moment to give us all things Tottenham. Not sure what kind of things he's going to say after the weekend when Vicario went for a walk and did a Nick Pope. So we'll talk about that. But if you do enjoy tonight's show, guys, make sure you smash that like button for us. And of course, if you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We are on the way now to 45,000 subscribers. So please do, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. It's completely free. All that we ask for is that you hit that notification bell so you never miss any uploads or live shows from the channel. Also, you can become a member of the Toon Review by hitting the join button just underneath us. And super chats are available as usual. That's the $ underneath the live chat, and that will guarantee your comment to be read out live on the show as a thank you for sending in your super chat. Right, before we bring Harry on, Sam, Wissa, he's not going to the AFCON. Unbelievable. Obviously, he's put out, I think, something on his social media where the squad's listed. He's not on it. He's wishing them the best of luck. But what a massive boost that is for Newcastle United.
Absolutely huge. I mean, he was coming in as the number one. Voltemade was undoubtedly the second, the protege, and we needed somebody to come in and make up that goal deficit that he who shall not be named has left, and we had two strikers in order to do it because of Wilson's goal contribution. So that for me seemed quite reasonable. The fact that he's not going to the AFCON now is absolutely massive for us. It gives us different options. It's going to be great seeing him actually on that grass as well. Apparently he's already been training with the team, which is great. And I think it's really a testament to the commitment to the club as well. If somebody wants to play for the country, hey, I'm all for it. But the fact that he's committed to Newcastle and is dedicating this time to us, top man. Love that.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, listen, he's give us a little bit of an idea about what he's going to do. A few weeks ago when he said his commitment was to Newcastle United after signing for us, that's the route he wanted to go down. Now, was he giving us a little bit of a glimpse into the future there to say, yeah, I'm staying, I'm not going anywhere? But I think given the injury he's had, and he hasn't kicked a ball for us in the league yet, I think it's a really good decision, a brave decision in a way. Maybe he's already spoke to, the Congolese superiors or whoever, if you like. Just he's already had those conversations to say he wouldn't be going. But obviously, I think his first game back is probably going to be the little knackers down the road at the stadium of Shide.
Well, irrespective, Paul, it's gonna be electric, right? I mean, it's going to be absolutely fantastic. We can't wait to welcome him, no matter where we're playing, but to see him in the black and white shirt, and he's going to want to come out with a point to prove. Like, I am here. I chose Newcastle United. This is where I want to be. I'm buzzing for it. Buzzing.
Yep. Absolutely. And why not? I mean, look, if we can keep this form going up until the game, the nerves will suddenly start to dissipate, I think, and think, maybe we can give them a go. Because they're losing some players for the AFCON, but it's whether they can hang on to them till after, because there was something going around that it was going to be the 8th of December that they were all leaving. That would be good for us. But not very good for our little friends down the road.
Apparently, it's 9 players in total that there might be
Yeah.
belief into AFCON.
Three of the only three started though at the weekend for Sunderland. So we'll see. But I'm sure as we build up to that game, we'll get more and more itchy fingers and biting with nails and things like that. Peter's been a member now for 25 months on the channel. I'm glad Wissa wants to focus more on playing for us rather than going to the AFCON. Michael McIntyre, hiya, Lady Sam. Love the hat. Toon. And Aswarus, nice hat, Sam. Now, a few people have managed to change their YouTube handles after they switched them round again, YouTube, but more and more people are now working out how to do it in their own settings. If you don't know how to do it, mention it in the chat, and one of our mods will talk you through it because they've managed to change their names as well. But now it is time to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, the superstar of the Football Content Awards, a fantastic guy who is running a fantastic YouTube channel and it just gets bigger and bigger. And we're very, very proud to have him on the show tonight. It's good evening to Harry Scarf. How are you doing, buddy?
I'm very good, thank you. That's a very nice intro. It's very, very kind of you. It means a lot.
No problem.
So thank you. And great to be here talking all things football. I mean, my club at the moment, Tottenham, in an awful place, but still that makes it, even more to discuss in a way. So I like that in that aspect of it. But no, looking forward to it. Two big styles will be a big game.
Absolutely. Well, listen, mate, we kind of know how you're feeling about your goalkeeper at the weekend who seemed to go walkabout. Probably, dare I say, walkabout more than Nick Pope actually did against Marseille. I mean, what on earth was he thinking? I mean, we tried to get into Nick Pope's head and think, what was he thinking to do that? But Vicario, and it seems like a thing with the goalkeepers because Bernd Leno did it against Arsenal as well. It just seems to be a thing that's catching on with goalkeepers.
It does, but I don't know what he was doing. You get those moments where you get mistakes, you go, well, that's poor, but I know what he's trying to do. Like, you get those where the defender tries to cut out the pass, for example, that goes to the striker, and it looks awful. They slash it goes in their own net. It looks awful, but you understand what they're trying to prevent, what they're trying to do. What is Vicario doing? He does well, comes out, reads the situation, takes 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, 4 touch, 5 touch, and then gets tackled. Literally, he's about to get tackled, just about, doesn't get tackled and then gives the ball away. But not only that, he then for about a second, 2 seconds stands still and watches what happens. I mean, he's not going to get back anyway. But the point is, what are you doing? It's honestly, you can laugh about it now, but you could cry at the time. I was inside the stadium and being 2-0 down was inside 9 minutes was not good. What I will say is that you can't, I don't agree with booing Vicario after that. It's poor, but he saved us so many times this season. And even if he hadn't, I don't agree with booing your own player. This was 2-3 minutes after it happened, and the boos weren't just a select few either. I don't like that as someone inside the stadium, I must say. That was a poor error.
Yeah, I think, Nick Pope's been in a similar situation, but, Nick Pope's made a few errors. It's not just the one-off with Nick Pope at the minute, and we're still debating whether or not he's really injured or not, or whether Eddie's pulling people's legs in press conferences. We don't know. By the way, hi Harry, it's Sam's dad. Hope you're doing well, kid. You probably met the man with the mustache at the Football Content Awards as well. I mean, look, Spurs have been. I don't know really what to say about Spurs this season because they've been. Is up and down fair, or is it more the down than up? I mean, Thomas Frank, he's come in, he's had he's I guess a difficult job because Spurs, let's face it, their expectancy is always high, certainly amongst the fan base as well. But are they going to give him time to put his stamp on the team, do you think, before they start, saying, oh, he's not good enough and this kind of thing?
He's definitely got a little bit of time for now, but I'm not convinced he'll be potentially even here by the end of the season, which is incredibly worrying, if you ask me. Okay. I'm different. So I think a lot of Spurs fans, I don't think that everyone's like on this kind of train of Ange has got to go, but I think every week, every game, there are more and more fans going, look, Frank just isn't right for Tottenham. And for me, I just look at it and go, managers aren't the problem at Tottenham. You need to look upstairs. You've gone through so many managers. And I think personally, a lot of things have cost this football club. Like, you get to the 2019 Champions League final, the reason we didn't do a Liverpool and go that one step further and win it after is because of poor decisions we made of managers, sacking Pochettino, even if you like Mourinho before a cup final. So for me, the problem lies with the owners and what they do about managers. And Thomas Frank hasn't been perfect. You're right, it's been a bit up and down, but where fans are, those that are Frank out, they're linking it to Nuno and his time at Tottenham, where it started sky high, in the top 2 or 3 for literally only a few days or a couple of games at most, but then it fell off a cliff. And it does feel similar in some ways. I just don't think that right now the fans are anywhere near aligned with the players, and that is a problem with any football club. We're speaking to you today as a Newcastle fan, Newcastle channel. You're a community, you're together. I just love that when you go to Newcastle, St James's Park, we'll experience it tomorrow. Everyone's together supporting the team. And like we speak about the goalkeeping moment, I don't think you boo Nick Pope after that situation, as bad as he's been, and as much as Ramsdale should be the number 1. That's the difference. But on Frank, I'm behind him because I like what we've done at Brentford, and whatever some Spurs fans will say, for me, it is significant, and it is an amazing job to take not being funny, no disrespect to Brentford, but before he come in, an average championship side, to get them into the playoffs, then into the Premier League, then established in the Premier League, but not only that, in the top 10, and make no mistake about it, Keith Andrews done a great job. I think Thomas Frank would have only kept building, eventually got them into Europe like Aston Villa have done. So he's a top manager, needs time, not the problem. He needs the backing as well. You don't replace someone like Heung-min Son. I mean, as Newcastle fans, you'll know that's a huge name. You don't replace him, and that for me tells you a big problem upstairs, that something is not right and it's never been right, and they need to stop the PR stunts. So I'm behind Frank, but at the same time, we're playing poorly and we're losing more games. So he knows he needs to turn it around, and I think Tuesday's going to be, tomorrow's going to be incredibly tough to do that.
Yeah.
May I ask a question, Harry? We have the debate amongst our fan base, if we're not on a particularly great run of form of late, should we say? And we get the how in, we get the how out brigade, saying, is he elite enough to take us to that next level? So I want to almost flip that and pose the question to you. Do you think Frank is at the level to take Tottenham where you want to be? Is he elite?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I don't think that the majority of Spurs fans will agree with me, unfortunately. It just shows you how quick things change. And you said it there with your intro in terms of the expectations Spurs fans have. As a Spurs fan, I want to call that out. Where has that come from? And it's a great thing. Your club wins a trophy, like we win the Europa League or we get to the 2019 Champions League final. But it's also a really bad thing secretly little down in disguise, because it just that level of entitlement. Thomas Frank now, make no mistake about it, we lose to you guys, which I think we will do, being honest with you, on Tuesday, so tomorrow, and then the pressure's on going into Brentford. They could be the club that end it potentially for Frank. There's already that kind of discussion. Why is Frank still in the job? And I just can't quite get my head around that. I mean, I am a young fan, 16 years of age, but I just hate how even like within my time, it's gone from managers only got a tiny bit of time anyway, but they're getting less and less. Like 13 league games we've had. Not all of them were bad, A, and B, that's not enough to judge a manager who come into a club that finished 17th last year. I think Frank, answering your question, is that guy. I don't know whether he's a win or not. Kind of a winning mentality, or, he's the one to achieve the club's goal of sustained success. But I do think he'll bring everyone together. That's a big problem with Spurs at the moment. Players aren't aligned. We saw Vicario and him being booed. Porro then called the fan base out. Frank did. There's a lot of things like that go on regularly. There's no connection between the fan base and the players. We've seen empty stadiums in cup competitions, so that's a big issue. Frank will bring people together. Over time, for me, he will get it right and will be competing. I think he's the one to achieve the club's aim of getting to the latter stages of the Champions League and being competitive in the top 3-4 of the Premier League in the long run. But it's about patience to me. I call it out a lot and it never goes well, but I still think there's a point. Maybe I don't put it across the right way, but it's a level of entitlement in the fan base. We've got to play a certain way as well. And I get history and all like that. And I'm not here to tell fans, look, you should buy into this kind of style or anything like that. But for me, I want to see my football club win games. And I know we're not doing that at the moment. But Frank for me, has been unfairly treated, based on the fact, A, we won a Europa League last year, and B, because it's not been easy on the eye. But we're missing a lot of attacking players. So for me, I'm nearly as close to 100% behind him as I could be. I know the league table's not pretty, but at the same time, you will know. Same with you guys. You win 1 or 2 games, easily back in the top 5 or 6. So I am behind Frank. I think he is the man.
Yeah. Obviously, Newcastle, the last 2 Premier League games have, been fantastic. They've beaten Manchester City, of course, last week. A bit of a rocky blip in between with Marseille, which we should have come away with something. Nick Pope, really, that era gave them the momentum, and the rest is history. But then we go to Everton, who had a fantastic result last week against Manchester United, of course, with 10 men. Looked really defensively solid, and then we go there on Saturday and absolutely rip them apart. Tottenham haven't had the best of times at St James's Park over recent seasons. It's fair to say. is there an element of worry about tomorrow? I mean, you said you think Newcastle are going to win. Is there any part of you that can see Spurs getting a result or trying to upset the way Newcastle play?
No, I don't.
Okay.
That's the problem. The only... To be honest with you, and I suppose very tiny, if I was to be totally honest, and there's a tiny chance because I don't buy this thing that Frank isn't a big game manager. If you look at his Brentford games, you don't need to watch Brentford much to know they'd get a result.
I agree.
Quite often, believe it or not, against top 6 clubs. So there's this false agenda pushed by Spurs fans, unfortunately, at the moment, that Frank just isn't up for big games. You know, we're literally, completely written off in these big games. And yes, I know we lost to Arsenal, Chelsea, lost to you guys, and it hasn't been great in the big games so far. But we also beat Manchester City. We got a draw. And we probably should have won against Man United. So again, the fans they cut and copy, don't they? The little bits of info they want to kind of achieve. But I think that this game is going to be incredibly difficult, and I know that there's much hope, there's much expectation going into it. At the same time, Frank, for me, he is the one to come up with a master game plan, but I just don't have full faith at the moment that the players are 100% behind him. I do sadly think that there's some that heads are elsewhere, disconnection with the fan base is causing problems. So I don't think as a club we're united, and that for me is a big problem. You can't win football matches, with outside noise. It's very difficult. We saw with lots of different clubs, West Ham fans were late, Everton with their owners, that it's for so long you can just block it out, but in the end it does become a distraction. So I'm worried about this game. I think Newcastle fans are fantastic. A lot of them will be listed in the chat. I'm not just saying that in terms of like intimidating places, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It's a good thing for you guys, but you worry when you go to Newcastle that the crowds, if Newcastle playing well, and even when they're not, they back the team. As that level of support isn't there for Spurs at the moment in home games, which is a concern. Home form is no secret an issue. So Spurs stand a better chance away from home than at home, but not because it's you guys, if that makes sense. So I'm worried going into the game because
absolutely.
It could be another 6-1 or anything like that. And that's not just saying that because heads could drop really quickly again for Spurs. You go 2-0 down inside 9 minutes again. Then don't tell me there's going to be some kind of mentality that keeps us in the game, because there won't be, and that's the worry.
Good evening, Mr. Part-Timer. How are you doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
Not too bad, matey. Not too bad. We're just grilling Harry here about the problems with Spurs and obviously the manager, etc. I just want to ask you, Harry, one player that I find incredibly frustrating, because sometimes he looks really good and the next minute he looks like his attitude absolutely stinks. Richarlison. What are your feelings about him? Because I know he scored a few goals lately for you, but he's so annoying. For me, looking from the outside in as an opposition fan, he would annoy the hell out of me. Yeah,
I think he also annoys opponents, opposition fans, opposition players, and that is more of a good thing. But generally with Richarlison, I think we've got someone that is hit and miss. And that's a huge problem. You can't have someone who's hot and cold when you want to get in, like you guys, achieve what you want to achieve, get European football, etc. Eventually compete for trophies. So we can't rely on Richarlison, and that's the thing. We were speaking about it, weren't we, at the Football Content Awards? Tottenham have so many strikers, but do they really have the quality? Literally, we have 6 strikers registered in the club that can play that position, and not one of them I can hand on heart say I think it's going to score any more than 5-6 goals this season, and that's a huge concern. It's got to be. Literally 5-6 goals if we focus in on the league. I think we're at an absolute push. Maybe Moani can get that if he stays fit, because Solanke, I can't see him doing that when he's back. He won't be back for long enough. So yeah, Richarlison for me, I like his fight and aggression. He gets stuck in, etc. But I hate that he goes down too easily. I know it is a whole modern era thing. He goes down too easily, and there is a point where you just wind up opposition players so much that they want to do well against you. That's what I was saying about Frank with his comments about Eze. That just winds up. The opposition manager winds up the opposition. So you want that banter and you're up for the kind of fight. But it doesn't. It also works against you, and I think he does often with Richarlison. Sometimes it's better to keep quiet, stop speaking before a game. So he's not good enough. If we're being honest with you, he's not a 50-60 million pound player which he paid. So I would move him on, and going to Everton would be quite a nice move for him. They desperately lack a striker. I'm not sure he can give them the goals, but I think the kind of image they love
we
that.
know it.
Listen, I mean, Everton strikers, dear God. That Barry the cart horse, dear God. I mean, they're spending nearly £30 million on him. Alex, is anything we want to ask Harry before we let him go? Because he's got a show on at 8 o'clock, obviously. So he's got to go and prepare for that. Anything you want to ask him? Because normally when we get guests of foreign guests of opposition teams, you're quite How do we put it, Sam? When he grills opposition fans, he's not entirely
arsehole?
polite sometimes. Yeah, he's a bit of an arsehole, yeah. Go on then, Alex.
I think Harry's pretty much in alignment with what we think about Spurs anyway. I think whether you're a Spurs fan or a neutral, I think everybody knows what Spurs are about. They've got a really good team on paper. They've got balance. Thomas Frank's really good, but it's kind of not working. There's weird issues. I feel like everybody feels the same way. So it's hard to be mean because it's just everybody just kind of feels the same way. My question would be more about they've implemented this whole center circle huddle at half time before they then go off to kind of circumnavigate the boos. And like, what do you think about that as a fan? Because I don't know how I'd feel if our boys did that. It's a bit odd.
Firstly, overall, I like the Frank's trying to bring people together because I said it before you come on. There is disconnect, and it's not just a little bit. Those boos when Vicario got the touch, they were really, really loud, and they continued for minutes after. That's a problem when you're booing your own player, and it's not the first time I've seen it, and it won't be the last. There isn't that kind of connection at the moment. There's problems all round that we just don't see that kind of watered down when we get results. So I like the idea. I don't think, to be honest with you, the centre circle when you're 2-0 down and you look absolutely hopeless and lost. No shots at all in the first half, 0.000 literally XG. I don't think there's any point standing in the middle of the pitch going, yes, all right, boys, we'll come out in the second half. I think quickly get in that tunnel, almost hang your heads in shame, sort yourself out and come back out stronger. And that's the thing against Fulham. We come out looking this much better. We got a goal great for a really good strike from Kudus, a moment of individual brilliance, then that's nothing. And I do get fans concerned with Frank. They look at it and go, Harry, what are you getting behind? We're not doing anything going forward. We've lost our ability to keep clean sheets and look good defensively. You can easily ship 3 or 4 goals all of a sudden in the last month, let's just say, which is a concern. But I more based it off Frank previously. I think he's done such a good job at Brentford, and people go, yeah, but finishing 9th for Brentford isn't significant. It is, considering where they were when he got them in. And that ought not be funny. This links to your question because he installed unity. That was his number one thing, clapping fans at the end of the game. And he has fallen out with a couple of players we've seen over it, for example, Jed Spence and Van der Ven. But it's all with the right principle to bring people together. Can't win matches and you can't win fans over if you're not together and united. They're trying to do what Eddie Howe's done with Newcastle. It's the right thing to do. But unfortunately, there's a level of entitlement, I believe, that's stopping it from happening. And we're seeing that in full circle at the moment. So not the best idea to do something in the middle, but I like all of this at the start, where they huddle at the start, at the end, clapping the fans regardless of the result. So the intention's right, but maybe it could be delivered better.
Yep.
Who do you think's engineered this then? Do you think it's one of the players? Do you think is it the captain? Is it the manager?
I think it's Frank. I honestly think it's all on Frank because we come here and, like I said, not being funny, previously under Ange and straight off, boom, the players, when we don't get a result, whereas now they spend a little bit longer. And
my question was more about the centre circle tactic.
Yeah, I think it's Frank. It's got to be between Frank and, of course, the captain's going to have some kind of say in it. I do think that, yes, with Romero. But at the same time, Romero does shy away when things are difficult. You get your social media post 2 or 3 days later, but he doesn't speak to the media, Romero, especially when we lose a big game, a London derby, let's say. So I don't know how much of it is on the captain. It does have a say, but not huge. I think this is all Frank and what he's done at Brentford to answer your question. See it with lots of different things. It's all about bringing people together, and that's what it is as half-time as well. I don't think it's the wisest thing, but I like the general bigger picture, which is bring the football club together, build trust, resilience, build patience, and then build from there.
Right. Well, before you go, Harry, tell everybody where they can find your channel, and please go and subscribe to him. As you can see, fantastic, talks really well about football, loves Spurs, unfortunately, but also loves football. Where can they find you, Harry?
Tell you something. Firstly, I certainly don't love Spurs sometimes, I can promise you that. But thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. You can follow me at HarryScarf22 across all social media. I'm a football content creator and YouTuber, 16, and I had the privilege of winning gold at the Football Content Awards. And big congratulations to you guys on winning a much-deserved silver. And so anyone listening as well, make sure you support this channel. And it's great to come on. But I also do have my own YouTube channel, Harry Scarf. And don't worry, it's not just Tottenham content. I'm sure a lot of Newcastle fans are going, unless we play you, I'm really not interested. Totally get that. I'm not even going to try and win you over. But I will say I do cover every single Premier League club with news every day. England content too, England women, Spurs women. So it kind of pushed the boundaries.
It's a bit like us. We cover everything as well. We've got a lot of opposition fans who are subscribed as well. That's where it's all about.
Exactly.
What's your prediction then, Harry, for tomorrow?
Honest prediction or kind of lines?
Honest prediction.
I think we not implode completely, but I think we struggle tomorrow, and I think we lose 4-1 in reality. I think maybe a little bit more fight in the second half. I think we'll go 4-0 down, to be honest with you. Get a goal back, maybe push for a second, which would give some Spurs fans a tiny bit of hope, maybe. But I don't see us getting anything. I really don't.
You'll go 4-0 down?
4-0 down inside an hour, yes.
Well, let's face it, Alex. They haven't had a lot of luck at St James's lately.
No, I know, but I mean...
I hope I'm wrong. I really hope I'm wrong, but I just say it how it is, and I just see us imploding.
Yeah. Well, listen, Harry, lovely to have you on, mate. We'll get you on again, I'm sure, when you've got a bit more time as well, and we'll go through a bit more in detail about the Spurs season and things like that. Obviously, now you've met my two lovely co-hosts by the side of me here. But listen, well done. Congratulations again on the award. Keep doing what you're doing. And by the way, I loved what you said about the trolls as well. Just laughing at them. Brilliant. Because we get it as well. Just keep doing what you're doing, Harry. Honestly, mate, you are a credit. So keep aiming high, mate. And we'll speak to you very soon.
Thanks so much for having me. Have a great show. Really appreciate it. Big up to the chat as well.
Thank you, Harry.
Take care, mate.
Thank you,
Take
Harry.
care. Good
Bye.
night. So that was Harry. Can I just say, guys, 16 years old.
Unreal.
16.
I know, immense.
And he talks so well. And look, we like to give our guests, that's the whole point of bringing guests on. You get the guests talk more than the hosts, and that's what it's all about. And Harry spoke absolutely superbly there, but 16 years old, and you can see, Sam, straight away why he won the Gold Award just for what is short jaunt on this channel here.
Yeah, so articulate, well thought out in what he's saying. It clearly loves the game, all aspects of it, not just his club. But do you know what I would like to say about him? So we were on a table with Harry and his dad. And it was just us in our table. So being all there together, and we obviously celebrated like crazy when our names got called for the silver. But him and his dad were celebrating with us, like like you didn't get that on a single other table. Harry and his dad got up, cheering, celebrating. They give us hugs afterwards. Just a lovely, lovely family. And I wish Harry so much success in the future.
Sam, maybe you just, they were scared of you a little bit, so maybe they felt like they had to get up and cheer.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's the right thing to do.
Sophie, it's just look for Harry. Yeah.
1 second. Big shout out to David, who is Harry's dad, who engineered a lot of this and put us in contact. So I've just got to say thank you to David.
Yep. Thank you, David. Just look for Harry Scarf, Sophie. SCARFE, Harry Scarf. And you'll find him on YouTube really, really easily. Now, a couple more super chats came in while we had Harry on there. Toon Lad says, with Wissa coming back from injury, does that mean Big Nick will be dropped? I hope not. And Jack, a member for exactly a year. Congratulations and thank you very much, Jack. Thanks for the year, Paul, Sam, Billy and Stato. It's been wonderful watching your streams. Always funny. And Robert says, Harry is there. One UFC. Well, we didn't ask him, but I'm sure there's a few on Newcastle United side that I think he would like in the Tottenham side right now. Alex, we just chatted at the start of the show about the news on, of course, Wissa not going to the AFCON. Massive. In fact, Harry's in the chat there just saying, thanks for your kind comments. All the best for the rest of the season too. Cheers, buddy. Thank you, and to you. He's staying. He's not going to the AFCON. And apparently, Keith Downey's put a video out recently saying that his teammates say he's absolutely frightening in training, which is, again, a good thing. But what do you make of that? Him not going, and it possibly looks like Will Asula will be going to Frankfurt in January.
On a permanent?
Yes.
Oof. That hurts.
Which gives me the indication that maybe we have somebody else in mind. I don't know. But Keith Downey's reporting that it's looking likely that will happen.
I'm really confused by a lot of this. I haven't collected my thoughts enough to give a decent answer, because all of the media are pointing towards us being linked with a striker in January.
Yeah.
And that means that someone's going, because we have 3. I mean, 4 if Gordon is a striker, according to Eddie Howe. So it doesn't make any sense. So Osula surely is going. So that makes sense logically. But if this is going to happen, we really have to make sure that we have sell-on clauses, buyback clauses, the lot in Osula's. Well, if we agree to the sale, we cannot ruin this again with a sort of an Elliot Anderson situation, because if Osula develops into a fantastic player in Europe, he could be worth 60 mil very quickly. And if we sell him for 30, 35, whatever the fee's going to be, I would imagine it's somewhere around that. We've got to make sure we protect ourselves. And in regards to Visser, fantastic. Of course, he's frightening in training. He scored 19 goals from open play last year. No penalties. No penalties, guys. Isak scored a lot of penalties. Visser scored 19 from no penalties in Brentford's side. Let's be fair. Brentford were fine. They were good. And I don't mean that to be derogatory. But
I think a lot of Brentford fans would probably agree with you.
We supported Isak more than I think Brentford supported Visser. So, yeah, he is a frightening player. We bought somebody who is ready. So you would expect him to be on fire. Yeah. I do not want another Harvey Barnes where, fine, Harvey Barnes at the moment, undroppable, indispensable, fantastic, clinical. But it's taken us 2 years to get Harvey Barnes to that point because it didn't work at the beginning. I don't want that for Visser, and I don't think it's going to be that. We've signed somebody who is, and he knows, has to hit the ground running because he signed. There was all the big drama about him signing. He'd forgotten to sign a piece of paper. It was down to the final couple of minutes.
It was really down to the wire, yeah.
And then he got injured immediately. And this is no disrespect. He owes us, and he knows it.
He does. Well, I'm saying to Sam, he did say a month or so ago that he was going to dedicate himself to Newcastle United. We were all wondering what that actually meant. But you speak of Harvey Barnes there. I don't know whether you've seen my video from earlier on today. A couple of little reports this morning saying that Man United and Chelsea are sniffing around Harvey Barnes. Yeah. I don't think I've ever heard Alex make that noise before.
That was like involuntary. I loved it.
It was like it was like one of a ship in the night, wasn't it?
Man United, who? So
listen,
they want to buy bollocks. Who? What?
They can take Gordon for me, not Harvey Barnes right now. To be honest,
they can take nobody. They can go away. I don't want us to do business with them at all. There's no reason to, unless they give us Mainu. It's fine. Give us Mainu. Go on. We'll be like Liverpool were. Give it free menu. # free menu.
Free menu, yes, indeed. Sean has been a member for 34 months. Congratulations on the Silver Award. Well done to all involved in the show. Thank you very much. DX says, Endrick, anybody? Question mark. And Joe says, Osula is not on the official team photo for 25-26.
Well spotted, Joe.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. Hawkeye there, but I wouldn't worry about that, Joe. I just think maybe when that was taken, he was away for treatment or something like that. I wouldn't look too much into that. And Toon Steel says buyback clause for Osula. FB is January. A fullback is January's priority. And Kaylee says just ordered a TTR hoodie. Christmas is coming. Well, what a lovely introduction that is, Kaylee, before we go any further. Because, of course, we do have a merchandise store, which is the toonreview.com. The QR code is there on the screen now if you want to scan that. Christmas coming up. You need to get your orders in early, obviously, to make sure you get them for Christmas. If you do want a hoodie, T-shirts, hats, mugs, travel mugs, all sorts of beautiful things. The toonreview.com store is there for everybody. So please do have a look at it. If there's anything you fancy on there, get yourself something for yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends, etc., and support the channel that way. Now, also, as you know, we've partnered up with Lineup Builder, who do the daily football quizzes now. Their link is pinned right at the top of the description. Go and challenge yourself to a few quizzes. There's plenty on there to keep you busy, and they do update every single day. So make sure you get yourself on every day. Challenge yourself. I've been on a few times and completely flunked, but that's me. I'm terrible at quizzes. Billy is probably the best one from us, I would say, with his encyclopedic knowledge of football. But Oh, look at Stacko getting. Look at the
challenge
Stacko getting
accepted.
jealous. Wow! Look at the jealousy burning in his eyes there. Wow!
Depends on the topic.
Oh,
Handbags at dawn.
I mean, this is the app that said that Davide Santon did not play for Inter, which he did. So
well, it
let's
didn't
just
say
put
that
out there.
didn't. It just didn't come up. I might have spelled it wrong for all you know, Alex.
Nope, you spelled it right.
Well, no, it could have been user error. But anyway, get yourself on there. Stato will be going on there very, very soon just to prove himself, I think, and come back to us with results. But listen, we might have a Billy Stato showdown one day live on the show. That would be really good. We'll get the website up, we'll share the screen, and we'll put them into battle together to see who is the brainiest of the footballers. Of the hosts. It could be me. You never know. I've got a decent knowledge of football. Sam?
Yeah.
Do you have a, would you say, you're not bad at football quizzes?
I'm horrendous at all forms of quizzes. My
Okay.
mind goes into panic mode. I think we all have different gifts in life, and quiz taking is not one of mine. Yeah.
Well, we'll swiftly move on from that, folks. But yeah, give it a go. Line up, build a quiz. It's pinned right at the top of the description. Get your friends and family involved. So thank you very much. Right.
Can I say something on Asula before we move on?
You can indeed, yes.
Yeah. So I think we all knew at the end of the season in the transfer window there was that last minute surprise, felt like out of nowhere bid that came in, and we were like, oh, he's going 30 million. That's massive money, but we don't have any backup strikers, the position that we're in.
Mhm.
I probably have to say I feel like we're in a better position to do any type of business this time round, given that we've got a director of football. I think now that he's in place, and I'll speak as I find, like making things move, making things happen, I think he's probably got a bit of nous to make sure that if we do sell, that we have the protections in place, as to Alex's point. So
yeah.
I don't blame the lad for wanting to go. He seems to have something really raw. And he just wants minutes. He's, careers are finite, so I don't blame the lad for wanting to go. Great crack. So yeah, I hope it works out for him if he does get sold.
Yeah, indeed. By the way, David Lamb's just sent here we go. This is intriguing. Family member works for NUFC backroom staff and the first team every day. Pope is not injured. Well, listen,
his ego's injured. Come on, we know this.
Yeah, we don't like to speculate, but it just seems a little convenient to me, doesn't it? It just seems that little bit convenient. Peter Garthwaite says, if we need to sign a striker in January, would you take Wilson? Are you talking about Isidore from Sunderland?
Mate, no.
Are you having a laugh, Peter? I know. Listen, please. Why on earth would we want Wilson Flaming shut the door? Gordon Bennett, no thank you very much. God. Curdled
Touched a
my
nerve
blood, the
there.
thought that.
Goodness.
Well,
me.
it did with you as well, looking at your shock when I read it out. You were just as shocked as me.
I did have to take a second glance there. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, there's a line.
Listen, just before we look at Alex's obviously Tottenham stuff, Eddie this morning was I didn't think he was his normal sort of happy self. He had a bit of a laugh later on, but some of the questions he brushed over very, very quickly, especially talking about Pope and then Ramsdale. He answered Ramsdale. He said he must have been in a good mood after the game, and Eddie said, I didn't see him. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute, what fucking dressing room did Eddie Howe go back into? And he says, I think he probably was very happy with his performance and then moved. I thought, what the fuck is going on here? But some of the answers, I just got the feeling he didn't want to answer.
Wasn't Ramsdale
really
first back in the dressing room because the social media team released the tunnel walk?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was at the front.
But what a strange thing to say, saying I didn't see him after the game. I mean, he said because of media duties, but do they not share the same bus and stuff like that? I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
I found it really strange. And I agree here. Sydney Baz saying the Pope thing has pissed Eddie off. I think so, because every time he's asked about it, he doesn't look happy about it. But hey, I mean, that's just life, isn't it? You know, DX says we finally have players that we can profit off. Well, yeah, but if they are thinking of Asula going, then they must in their own minds have a backup plan. But anyway, let's take a look at Everton. Why do I keep saying Everton?
I don't know.
Well, because we've just trashed them. Yeah, I'm still on that sort of, still on that sort of Everton weed, if you like, high as a kite about it. Jay Stunk says, what about the Brazilian kid from Chelsea? We'll never get him in a million
They're
years.
not going to let us have him.
Yeah.
We're a direct rival
not.
now. It's those doors are closed now.
Yeah. People don't like hearing the truth, Eddie and Pope. Anyway, let's have a look at Tottenham, Alex.
Right. So, as Spurs fans in the chat will know, you will be playing a much stronger lineup this time round, but so will we. There was a heavy emphasis on the last time we played that you boys were playing a heavily rotated side due to injury. So were we. We were playing Emil Kraft at right back. He does not play for us, basically ever. So we now have a slightly stronger team at our disposal, as do you. So differences in the predicted lineup. You have probably what is their best back four. Spurs fans challenge me on this, but Jed Spence...
Well, I don't think there's many Tottenham fans would probably agree when you say strongest side, because they're all over the place right now, in fairness.
A stronger side than what they fielded in the Carabao Cup game.
Absolutely.
Their back four, on paper, is fantastic. Jed Spence, I hated Jed Spence personally. And the 3 times I've watched him this season, maybe 4, 3 or 4 times I've watched him, he's been absolutely fantastic. And he's been good for England. So actually, I probably watched him 6 or 7 times. I don't like that he's good, but I absolutely just cannot say that he's not, because he's been brilliant. Pedro Porro is dangerous, bit of a whinge bag, but it's still very dangerous. And Romero and Van de Ven, very, very competent. So the back four is solid. It's better than what they used against us last time. Vicario, well, I would have said 6 weeks ago that was a solid keeper. Not after recent games.
Crazy.
He has a bit of Nick Pope about him. So,
Alex, can I just stop you there 1 second? Julie, who I know fights a corner and is a very positive person, she says, give over. The question was worded as Ramsdale response immediately after the game. Well, Julie, go back and watch it, because he was asked what, Ramsdale must have been really happy after the game. And Eddie turned around and said, I don't know. I didn't see him because of media duties. But I would assume that he's in a very good place right now, is what he said. So I'm only quoting what Eddie said, Julie. So he said he didn't see him after the game, which is immediately in my head as I don't want to talk about it. I'm sick of talking about goalkeepers, but...
Well, even if that's the case, just to sort of back up what you're saying as well, Paul, because I'm of the same opinion, he had time to see him after his media duties to congratulate him on a good performance. There's time to congratulate your players, give them the confidence boost for stepping in to Pope's shoes. Could be a case of avoidance because he doesn't want to sort of put anything out there to the media. I don't buy this, he's got to protect players either, because in fact he's caused more controversy by saying what he said, in my personal opinion.
Well, this is also what he said. He said, I'm sure he felt good returning back to Newcastle after the game, when he said he didn't speak to him. He said, I'm sure he felt good returning back to Newcastle after the game. He can be very pleased. It's a really good start from him, and I'm sure he's in a really good place. So he's saying, I'm sure, which indicates he hasn't spoken to him. Simple as that. You can't interpret that any other way. It's weird. Anyway, Alex, let's get on with Tottenham.
Midfield is a lot stronger. Bentancur and Paulinho is scary. I'm happy there's no Bergvall in this predicted lineup. He is in other websites' predicted lineups. I would generally prefer if he doesn't play, because I think Bergvall was the best player for them against us last time. Maybe Jed Spence has an outside shout. Bergvall is my favourite player from Spurs. I would take him in a black and white shot in a heartbeat. He's fantastic. The 3 behind the striker scare me to a degree if we do put Dan Burn at left back, which FOTMob are trying to wind us up a little bit here doing that.
They can get
Mohamed
to
Kudus,
feck.
Mohamed Kudus against Dan Burn at left back really concerns me for 90 minutes. Simmons behind the striker, Odegaard out wide. It's really good, but it depends. You know, we were pretty good at upsetting their rhythm, little cheeky fouls, strong tackles, not giving them a moment's peace. They were not able to play their game at all. I think we can do it again. Hopefully, we cannot let them get their rhythm because Javi Simmons can be a world-class player on his day.
He has not hit the ground running at Tottenham. Yeah, he hasn't.
He's not demonstrated in a Spurs shirt, but I've seen. Look, Javi Simmons has been he was a wonder kid 10 years ago. So anybody that's interested in football as a nerd has watched Javi Simmons' rise through football. I've seen him demolish teams single-handedly over the years. If you let Simmons get confident and have a good game, he can win the game. Again, he's not done that in a Spurs shirt. So you've still got to be careful. You've got to respect opposition where it's due. Richarlison, on the other hand, I would be happy if he started. Moani is a lot more physical and an issue if we are going to start Fabian Schär, as this website seems to think we are. I'm not so sure, maybe. It's a stronger Spurs side than we saw last time. How are they doing in the league? Okay. Top 4 for goals per match, 1.6 per 90. They're one place above us in the Premier League. They've scored a lot more goals than we have. Goals conceded, 1.2. Again, it's okay. They're profiling mid-table in a lot of the interesting stats, maybe top 10. There's nothing that's really stand out here that I want to go through because I'm not really sure what Spurs are about identity-wise. I've seen them play direct. I've seen them play high possession. I mean, the possession is up there. They're apparently averaging 53.6%. But again, I've seen them play direct. So, it kind of depends on who they're playing. Thomas Frank is quite a pragmatic manager in a new, interesting job for him. One thing I have noticed, weird stats here, the fact that they are down in 17th for interceptions per match, 6.5, but they're one of the best in the league at tackling. So they don't block passing lanes. They just go for you. So something to be mindful of, and that is represented as well in some of the defensive statistics, discipline statistics. They're quite high up on fouls and yellow cards. So as David Moyes has said, we are the strongest team in the league. So we've got to make it count and not be bullied and make sure that we don't let this become a problem for us in our own game. I think I've got the table up here. Yeah, there we go. There's Spurs just above us. We are both on 18 points, so don't worry too much. They have 21 goals scored, so 4 more than us. And considering we only just got a bump of +3 goal difference the other day with 4 goals, their output was much better than ours for a while. But same record, 5 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses. Recent form is poor. Lost to Fulham. Anybody who watched Match of the Day or the game knows that it was a bit of a drama with the funny goalkeeper situation. They lost to PSG. Fair enough. A lot of people lose to PSG. It's not for everyone beating PSG. Not everybody's done that. They got destroyed in the North London derby. Although Arsenal, I'm pretty sure, was Woolwich, which is not North London. So here we go.
He's got to put his little digs into Arsenal, hasn't he?
Sorry, Arsenal. And then a draw to relegation challengers last season, Manchester United. So it's been a rocky road for them in recent weeks. And there's been a lot of booing from the Spurs crowd. They've, as I spoke to Harry about, there's been a weird. So for people who don't know what I was talking about, by the way, because I don't think I clarified this, what the Spurs fans are doing at halftime, the Spurs players, before they go down the tunnel for halftime, they are congregating in the centre circle to have a little huddle together, then going down the tunnel to show a bit of solidarity amongst the booing. It's a bit weird. Harry seems to think it's the manager that's kind of the driving force behind
I could
this.
see it being a Thomas Frank thing. I think it could be a Thomas Frank thing, but I don't like it, Alex. I have to say.
David Brent, it feels very David Brent to me.
I don't like it.
Oh, guys, our idea is let's all stand in the centre circle when they're booing. I personally, I think it's weird. It's a bit Phil Brown
getting the play, doing the team talk at half time.
It's not my favourite. I think it's a bit odd, but yeah, Spurs. not in a good place right now. Not in a good place at all. So this is certainly a go for the throat moment. We really need to be taking 3 points off this team because they're not in a good place. Fans are not happy. Players are not playing with confidence. They're in a poor run of form. They will be playing a stronger lineup than last time, but so will we. So this is there for the taking. We need to make it count.
Look, the stuff going on in the chat at the minute regarding some people saying, "No, talking negatively of players," and it's negative gossip. Eddie Howe's comments are not negative gossip. It is fact. That is what he said. I watched it. The words came out of his mouth that he didn't speak to Ramsdale. He said he didn't speak to him because of media duties, and as he said in that quote, I'm sure he feels good. I'm sure this, I'm sure that. He did not speak to him. And it's not calling out players or anything. It's just certain players will be criticised if they're not playing very well. That's just part and parcel of football. Pundits do it. If somebody's not playing very well in the game, they say it at half-time or they say it at full-time, that they weren't very good. It's not all about praising all the time. We certainly praised on Saturday because we were superb, but there's still elements of the game that just need improving. And I don't see, and I know he's very protective of his players, Eddie Howe. He really is, and that's a good thing. No doubt about it. But when he comes out with a statement saying, I didn't speak to him, I find that incredibly difficult to believe. It's just weird. He's in the same dressing room.
Paul.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's fine.
For people who don't know, there is an event on tonight at the Stack.
There is.
And Tom is there at the moment, one of our mods. So it's David Hopkinson is speaking there, as is Ross Wilson. There is a super chat about that. So once we get the juicy gossip from Tom, I'm sure Paul.
Well, apparently he's just been asked about the news tomorrow on the stadium and he said he didn't know.
Interesting.
That makes me nervous, I have to say. Not that he doesn't know, because I'm sure he does, but like...
Julie, I love you to death, but really, why would he speak to Ramsdale over anybody? Because it was his first full game in the Premier League for Newcastle United. He talks to his players. Let's move on. I still love you, though, Julie. Right, let's try and put a Newcastle United side together for tomorrow, then. Because I personally don't think it's going to be the same team as Everton. I think the game's come too soon, given that it was Saturday night and now we're playing Tuesday night. I think there will be some changes, but as to who, I don't have a clue. And that wasn't meant to rhyme, but give me a dime.
Oh.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
So this is the last lineup.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Ramsdale was in goal.
He was.
And
Ramsdale will be in goal tomorrow because Pope's still
taking it. No.
Pope's up there. Pope's not allowed in the handbag.
Sam, you're going to wind some people up. Let's.
Oh, me groin. Oh.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be rotation, I think.
What part of the leg is your ego?
Groin, apparently.
What are we changing? What are we doing? You two have the floor.
Do you know what? I think he might leave Bruno out tomorrow.
I mean, I'm not Geordie, but away, man. What the hell are you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about rotation. If he leaves Tonali out, he will leave Bruno out at some stage. Would you not think Bruno for Tonali? And maybe I even think Willock might start ahead of Joelin.
Oh, now
that has more legs.
Just calm down. No.
I just think Bruno needs a rest, and I do agree with Judy this time. I think he's playing every game. He's not.
He's been rested.
When?
They made a big song and dance about it because it's the first time he's been rested this season.
It was ages ago.
In comparison to his whole career with us, he's actually been rotated this season for the first time ever.
Yeah, once, Alex.
Oh, yeah, but he doesn't rotate Bruno. He might, yes, he might, but...
I think Murphy comes back in for Elanga.
Yeah, let's do the low-hanging fruit. I completely agree. That would be weird if it didn't happen.
And I think Gordon comes in for Barnes.
Oh, no.
As much as I hate to say it. As much as I hate to say it.
No.
I think he'll rest Barnes tomorrow. I hate that, but I have to. I have to put it out there.
You can't bench Gordon, can you? He's got to play.
Just the fact that dare I say, maybe even Shea starts instead of Dan Burn tomorrow.
When did Barnes come off? He did, didn't he?
Yes.
Because Ramsey and Willock came on and went on the wings.
Oh.
I think that was like 18 minutes in, though. Probably not enough for Barnes to be starting this game. Yeah.
Remember, it's only a couple of days since we played, and then we played in midweek before that. I just think.
So hang on a minute. If you think Bruno's going to get dropped because Tonali's coming in, you say Miley's going to play again a full 90 minutes on this side.
Yeah.
I think
he's 19 years old. He hasn't played a lot this season. I think Miley could play again.
I wouldn't mind that.
I don't know. It's a possibility, but I think if you're going to play a player 2 games in a row, it's going to be somebody like Bruno because he's done it many times.
No, but
before.
Bruno's been playing before that and before that and before that as well. Remember,
I think
Bruno's
if there's
playing
an
a lot more football than what Miley
him,
has.
Yeah, if there's an opportunity to rest him.
Magpie,
what would you like?
Spurs guys, we need a strong side. I agree. I don't think we can rest Bruno.
That is a strong side. I mean, Miley is.
Well, you think
very,
Joe
very
Linton's not going to play because we've got one of these two that will come in and do that job. You would imagine.
I mean, he's got this. He's got a squad. He's got a squad there that he says he can. He's got no problem putting people in.
You think it's going to be something like this?
We're not 80s Muse. We're not rotating the captain. We're resting him. He's played an awful lot of football.
I mean, that is the same thing, but yeah.
Well,
it's a different mentality behind the decision, though.
I don't drop Bruno for this game.
I think
look,
for me, I
if
understand why he needs a rest.
Yeah, but Sam, the thing is, we've got Burnley at the weekend. Would that be a better game, maybe, to rest Bruno?
Yeah, actually. Yeah.
Burnley away.
No, Burnley at home.
Oh, is it at home?
It's at home, yeah. And then we go to Leverkusen in the Champions League, so it might be a good opportunity to maybe rest him against Burnley.
Yeah,
you've got to think.
If you're going to rest him against Burnley, you play him tonight, tomorrow night.
Well, if he's rested against Burnley, yes, he plays tomorrow. That's what I'm saying. Would you wait till Burnley to rest him?
Yes. Play Bruno tomorrow. And I don't know, I'd probably rather see Joe Linton in the midfield. I think we're going to need a bit of a battering ram.
I don't see it, Sam, because we've got 2 players in that position waiting for minutes.
And Willock does turn up against Tottenham.
Well, I mean, that's not why. I think it's because Willock.
I know, Alexander. It's tongue in cheek.
He deserves it.
Yeah.
I mean, dare I say it? Willock has earned another chance. He's been good recently, and I know we bought Ramsey to be that guy, but Ramsey's looked a little rusty, and Willock has looked quite good. I know he's had 15 bad performances, but his last 3 or 4 have been really solid. So has he earned the right? And he knows the system very well.
Eddie said this morning about what happened with Livramento and Hall and how long it took them to get to the sort of Newcastle way, if you like. And he then mentioned Elanga and then sort of Jacob Ramsey in that same sort of comment that he made, as if to say, some players take longer to adjust to new situations than others. So obviously, I don't think he thinks that Ramsey's ready as a complete starter all the time, just like Elanga at the minute. But he's got confidence in them. So maybe Willock does get a start. But Sam's comment was interesting as well, saying Joe Linton in there for the physicality. But have we seen enough physicality from Joe this season to say that he'll do a job? Because Alex, you don't really think he was all that on Saturday. Me and Billy did, certainly in the second half.
He was 3 out of 9 duels. He got bullied. James Garner beat him half the time.
See, I don't agree with getting bullied, but We all
He
have our
did
different
okay. He
thoughts.
didn't have a bad game, but he wasn't outstanding physically at all.
I think in Joe Linton's mentality, though, he goes for it in this match. And if you want to rest him, then we'll do it for Burnley.
To be fair, he does not like Bentancur because there is the Argentina factor, and he's floored him before. So
They have clashed before, yeah.
I just think he'll
he's
be
put
up
him
for
on
it.
his arse.
His mentality, he knows that he's been a bit off the boil. I just want him to see him full throttle thinking, right, I'm going to go for it. This is going to be me back to my best. And then you can rest him at the weekend.
Yeah, we could rotate for Burnley.
Well, look, I mean, that's...
I don't think Cher plays, by the way. I don't know how he drops down Burn. It is his child. He's not going to drop down Burn. He is related to him in some way. And to be fair to Dan Burn, he was very good.
He was awesome on Saturday. Yes,
he was very good. Like
he
he's
was
not done
absolutely
anything
brilliant.
to deserve being dropped. He was fantastic as a centre half.
It's rotation, Alex. It's not being dropped. Let's remember that.
Centre halves don't need rotating half as much as anyone else. He didn't rotate him when he was a left back. He's not going to rotate him when he's a centre half.
That is true. By the way, the news on Botman is that he's going for a scan. And Eddie said that it's a scan on his back to see whether he needs an injection or just rest. I don't like it when he says that. And a specialist to see if he needs an injection or a scan. I don't know.
Can somebody check he's not doing like illegal MMA fighting, like moonlighting?
I mean, he seems to be.
Why does he keep getting these weird injuries?
It's very strange.
It's a shame.
But listen, if he needs an injection, he needs an injection. But
we saw what Longstaff could do.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the Woodgate comment in the chat.
Let's move on. Tyneside update says Toon Army from Miley and we win 6-1 again. Oof. Right. Before we go, obviously we need predictions, guys. Alex, we'll start with you tonight. What's your prediction?
I mean, to be fair, I had one in mind before we started the show, and Harry's very much confused me by predicting we're going to score 4 goals against them. I was not expecting that from a Spurs fan.
Yeah. By the way, Spike says dropped means you're shit. Rested means you played too much.
I do think Gordon's going to play. It very much depends because we looked like we could score the other day when Gordon couldn't hit a barn door. We had so many chances against Marseille. I don't like gambling, but I'm gonna say it can't keep happening. It's got to come good at some point because we're creating so many good opportunities when Gordon is in the side. He can't keep missing everything. Something's got to go in. So I'm gonna back the team. I'm gonna go for 3-1.
Oh,
I'm gonna say Gordon's gonna get something as well.
Yeah, I've gone 3-1 as well. I'd prefer a 3-0, obviously. But hey, 3-1, I wouldn't complain. Lady Sam.
I've got the same.
Oh, wow. Okay. There you go. 3-1s across the board. Well, I mean, listen, but as I will always say with our predictions, do not put a bet on based on our predictions. Bet responsibly, of course, but do not put them on. Because our predictions, as you will see, and I can confidently say at the end of the season, when we look back on our league table predictions, I can confidently say that there is a lot of teams.
Been all right so far.
No, Alex, no.
I predicted the 3-1 loss the other day, and we lost 3-1.
You're not Mystic Meg. Calm down. Anybody can guess.
Mystic Meg. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you for all your Super Chats membership. Big thank you to Harry, of course, for joining us earlier in the show. Do give it a like and please do subscribe if you're new to the channel and you like what you see. Help us to keep growing this channel now on the way to 45,000 subscribers. It is completely free to subscribe and all we ask is that you hit the notification bell so you get alerted to any new uploads or when we schedule the live shows. Big thanks as Lady Sam's thoughts on the lasses. Is there a show coming up?
Not just yet. As soon as we're ready to get up and going again, I will be sure to let you know. First of all, Lass is interesting. Obviously got a new manager in, which is great. Seeing a bit of a bounce from that. Very good pedigree as well. So I think it's a show of intent. We're looking to push on now, which is great.
Indeed. Now, don't forget, 7:45, we go on air tomorrow night for Matchday Live with a 8:15 kickoff. Mental these times of kickoffs. So join us for that. It will be a very good show again, and hopefully a very good game, which sees Newcastle grab another 3 points. Thank you very much to the mods, Lady Sam and Alex. And of course, the biggest thank you always goes to you guys out there. Have a great evening, folks, and we will see you all again tomorrow. Don't forget to visit thetoonreview.com for all your merchandise in the build-up to Christmas. But until tomorrow, good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out the breeze.